Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Amirah binti Halim. Today I will present to you my final year project which is entitled The Study of Walkability Among Students in UTHM Main Campus. Here are the content that I will explain to you, which is the introductions, problem statements, objective, scope of study, literature review, methodology, result, conclusion and the recommendation for my research. For the introduction, campus walkability is an important component of campus mobility because these users need to have access to a network connected, direct and easy to follow routes, linking the hostel facilities, green spaces, public transport stops. The concept of walkability provides a primary principle of sustainability in urban design that anchor people's perceptions, influence their perspective and behavior. The next one is the main goal when measuring walkability on a university campus is to advance healthy living, lower emissions, and to improve the sustainability transportation. The concept and principle of sustainable becoming in. Okay, for the problem statement, here are some of the problems that I will explain to you. For the first picture, there are too much vehicle. Location of the problem are, can you have a motorbike or a car in your hostel? The picture were taken at the College Kediaman Tun Fatimah and the College Kediaman Tun Dr. Ismail. The hostel management has put the rules and regulation, but why this problem happens? The second picture, students did not use the right walkways, which is here. This is always happen when they need to wait a bus from that directions. This picture was taken at the Jalan Delta, Persiaran Tunggafar Barber. Next, we move on to the next picture. Here are also a problem where some of the obstacle at the walking path. As you can see, they have a tree at the walkways. The unattractive path and unsheltered path is one of the example for this research to be conducted. And the last picture is the waiting spaces for the students to wait for the bus is too narrow. As you can see, they have a lot of students to wait here. It should be designed that based on the number of students that using facilities during the peak hours. The picture were taken at the Jalan Persiaran Tun Ghazali Shafi'i and the Jalan Persiaran Tun Tan Siew Sin. Next, we move on to the objective. For the objective for my final year project is to identify the factors that influence the campus walkability among students in the UTHM. And the second one is to develop the walkability index of students in the UTHM. So, how this objective can be achieved? Okay, the scope of study is this research method consists of a questionnaire and behavior observations. A total of 375 students from the UTHM main campus, and it requires all year undergraduate students at the residential student in the college, off campus and rented. The resulting data were statistically analyzed. Next, we move to the next slide, which is the literature review. For the literature review, firstly is walkability is an ecosystem-friendly mode of transportation as it can reduce emission by vehicles. Second one, campus walkability is a key component on achieving the green campus where it can be defined as carbon-free transportation. Next, pedestrians are road users with more flexible individual features that are controlled by their body structures. Fourth one is the increasing of the walkability in an area is an alternative that brings benefits to the people of the area. It is said by the Lippmann 2014. And the last one for the literature review is the increased level of walking have positive outcome for population health. Now for the research methodology, here are the methodology for my research final year project. The first one is I will determine the title, scope of study, study parameters, and the method of research. The second one is I will design the questionnaire. This is by using the two methods, which is the Krejcik and Morgan, which is to determine the size sample, which is a total of 375 respondents were required to determine the population size of about 15,000 undergraduate students in UTHM main campus. And the second one is the Pearson correlation, which is to know what is the correlation between the objective 1 and the objective 2. Next, if the Cronbach alpha is more than 0.7, we move on by using the IKK developments, which is Index Kebolehjalanan Campus, and lastly is the suggestion and the conclusion. For the results, through adhering to the principle of sustainability, the Walkability Index will be used as a guide for future development. In spite of the accessibility of facilities such as security, hygiene, and comfort, the overall feedback on student walkability issues were found to be less positive. This can be proved from the analysis result from the respondent of student undergraduate UTHM. Okay, we move on to the next slide. Here are the result, the percentage of respondents from each faculty. It can be seen that female students shows a higher interest in answering the questionnaire. The analysis shows that the female respondents are the majority in all faculties such as the FSKTM, FPTV, FPTP, FKEA, and FCAS compared to the FKMP, which have a male respondent which is higher, 55%. So here are the result for my objective 1 and objective 2. For the objective 1, here are the main 5 results, which is the influence student not to walk, which is motorized traffic is too heavy, no lights along the walking path at night, water or mud puddle form on walking path after rain, no separation between the walking path and the vehicle lane, and unattractive walking path. For the objective 2, how to know which factor influence student not to walk on campus. Okay, questionnaire were conducted on students involving the 6 faculties at UTHM, as I said before. The research was done by using the Likert scale method, which is used to evaluate to a scale from 1 to 5, which is from the lower influence to the very high influence. A total of 21 variables have been used in the assessing factor that influence respondents not to work on campus. Here are the rank from 1 to 21 for factor that influence students not to work on campus. Okay, we move on to the next one, which is the chi-square distribution. The chi-square distribution is a continuous probability distribution that is widely used in a statistical inference. It is related to the standard normal distribution. So here are the formula that I used to achieve the chi-square test. For the comfort, conditions, and the safety of the walkways. So here are the overall result of the chi-square test. From this, I assume that for the H0, there is no difference of relationship between the condition, comfort, and safety walking path with the factor that influence students not to walk on campus. And for the HA, they have a relationship between the condition, comfort, and safety walking path with the factor that influence students not to walk on the campus. So as you can see, with the use of significant level of 0.705 and the degree of freedom is 12, we can have the critical chi-square is 21.0.26. So as you can see, the total chi-square term for each parameter is higher than 21.0.26. So it can be concluded that they have a relationship between the condition, comfort, and safety walking path with the factor that influence students not to walk on campus. So here are the IKK development. This is the Thunder Aras IKK by the Horacek ETL 2012, and it can be seen that all the parameter does not achieve what it needs. For the condition, it have a 70%, for the safety 58, and the comfort is 50. So it can be concluded that the IKK development is not achieved what we need. Next, for the conclusion, to establish UTHM as a sustainable campus, a walkability index can be used as a guideline for future development. Second one is, the walkability index should be made as a measuring tool to assess the working environment in the UTHM. In this analysis, it can be shown that the walkability seems to have less awareness among student UTHM because of some factors such as motorized traffic is too heavy, no separation between vehicle path and vehicle, unattractive walking path, and also walking path are not connected to bus stop. Assessment results show that UTHM main campus is seriously lack of good quality footpath and facility. Excessive noise pollution is also one of the significant issues for the pedestrian in the UTHM. Next, we move on to the last one is recommendation. For the recommendations, in terms of comfort for the pedestrian, walking paths should be linked across the road and should be connected to bus stop. Second one is the implementation of specific pedestrian lanes in both directions will minimize and separate motor vehicle footpath. And the third one, the installation of street lamps along pedestrian walkways should be restored and placed in appropriate area for the safety of pedestrians. For the number 3, this is because it will increase a level of visibility of motor vehicle to the existence of pedestrian passing through the area. The fourth one is students staying in campus residence are not allowed to bring their own vehicle as this will cause traffic congestion in the hostel area. And the last one is the enforcement of penalty and summons legislation if students do not display stickers at their vehicle. So that's all from me. Thank you.